Today on the Whiskey Tornado, we're reviewing Blood Oath Pact 6. Welcome back to the Whiskey Tornado. I'm your host, Lance. Today we are reviewing Blood Oath Pact 6, release that came out this year. I've had this bottle for a while, just haven't had a chance to review it, so I'm gonna get a pour of it. I'm almost out. It makes me sad. Okay, so Blood Oath Pact 6. This is a blended bourbon. It comes in at 98.6 proof. We have a 14-year bourbon, an 8-year bourbon, and a 7-year bourbon that was finished in cognac casks, blended together. And I gotta tell you guys, this is a beautiful whiskey. For those of you new to the Whiskey Tornado, I'll quickly review our scoring system. We have 6 categories. We rate 0 to 1, 0.5 being average. We rate the nose, palate, finish, presentation, value, and availability. Anything over a 3 is bar worthy. 4 or more means buy 2, possibly bunker some. All right, guys, let's get into the nose on this Blood Oath Pact 6. It is really nice. The first thing I get on this is honey. There's, I'm not sure the rye content, but I do get, I think that's like lemon. I get some lemon in there. There's definitely some citrus notes, maybe even orange peel. Oh, it's so good. There's caramel, raisins, and I'm not sure if it's power of suggestion because I know this has been blended with cognac cask finished bourbon, but I do feel like there is a very light, delicate grape note on the nose. Yeah, it's just really nice. Really, you could tell it's gonna be a sweet bourbon. I'm gonna give it a 0.7 on the nose. Okay, moving on to the palate. Cheers, guys. Palate's really nice, not overpowering. Again, 98.6 proof, which for a lot of people, for bourbon aficionados, people spending this kind of money on bourbon, we'll get into the value a little bit later, but most people spending that kind of money are gonna want a little bit higher proof in a bourbon, but I don't think it's needed here. This is really nice. I kind of picture this as like a nice, delicate Christmas whiskey. It's coming in with honey flavors, caramel, those raisin notes and lemon notes are coming through that I got on the nose. Let me go in for another taste. Really nice baking spices, like kind of sprinkled on through. Real nice caramel, but honey and raisins is what I get. And then there's that little grape note. It's very delicate. It's like that 7-year that they blended in here. Either they didn't blend that much of it or they had it blended in that cognac cask for the perfect amount of time because it's just barely there. Like if you were tasting this blind, I don't think this is something you're immediately going to pick out as a finished whiskey, but it would be interesting to A/B compare it. But it's that grape note from those cognac casks is there, but it's very delicate. It's really nice. Yeah, to me, this is just a beautifully blended, balanced bourbon, really sweet. And even though it's 98.6, I love the hell out of it. I'm gonna give it a 0.8. It is really good. With an asterisk that I think some people aren't gonna like it. If you're more of, if you've been into bourbon and you love the higher proof stuff, you might not like this. Go into it knowing this is a more delicate whiskey. And I think it's great for like a Christmas dinner, or even if you have someone over who's not into bourbon, this is lower enough proof you could give it to them. It's fancy enough. I love it. I really like it. 0.8 on the palate. Okay, moving on to the finish. Finish is okay. You know, that proof is lower. It doesn't have a lot of peppery spice to it. It's probably less than average on the finish, to be honest. It dies pretty quick. I'm gonna give it a 0.4 on the finish. All right, moving on to presentation. I mean, come on guys, this is what we want in presentation, right? A distillery's bourbon is a piece of art, and I think they should represent it I know that's hard because, you know, packaging, sometimes you don't want to have $100 packaging and $20 bourbon in there, right? So there has to be a balance. But the packaging on this lets you know you're about to taste a piece of art, and I love it. You get the nice box here. It's got a nice insert for the bottle. It's got some wood burning there on the side, and then the bottle is just so gorgeous. I really love the bottle shape. I love the old-time cork. I love the story on the front of it. Just beautiful all the way around. Almost perfect. I'm gonna give it a 0.9 on the presentation. All right, let's talk value. All right, value on this one is a little bit tricky because it is 98.6. It does have some 14-year bourbon in there, but also has some 8 and some 7-year. Just strictly going by taste, I think it's worth it, especially when you talk about the packaging as well. I'm gonna put it right in the middle, and I'm gonna say a 0.5 on value because I don't feel like I got ripped off. At $100, it's $100 a bottle. But I don't feel like I got a crazy deal. All right, availability, we are giving this a 0.4. It is a limited edition bottle. I still am able to find Pact 5 out there, and sometimes I see Pact 4. So they're out there and you can find them. This isn't one you probably need to ask stores for. If you hunt bourbon enough, you'll eventually run into it. So we're gonna give it a 0.4 on presentation. Okay guys, that gives Blood Oath Pact 6 an official score of 3.7. It is definitely bar worthy. I love it, especially for special occasions. This is definitely a bottle I would break out at Christmas and pour for guests who are over who may not be into bourbon. It's beautiful enough, but it's delicate enough to not wash out their palate. I love it, but it's not one I'm necessarily gonna bunker a bunch of bottles of either. Once this is gone, I'll be okay. It's good. I loved it. It was worth every penny, but it's not gonna be one of those bottles where I'm just in tears when it's gone. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Whiskey Tornado. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to be a member of our Patreon, click the link in the description below where we do tastings. I send you guys samples, bottles, lots of fun stuff. Come be a member of our bourbon crew for as little as $2 a month. Thank you guys again, and cheers.